All right, so let's get started. You can sit on a block with your legs under you. Sometimes starting out, you might want a little bit more height if there's any kind of a knee issue, which I'm having. So I'm going to actually take 2 blocks and stack them up so I've got a little bit more height. So it's not so intense for the knees starting out. And if you prefer, you can always sit on a cushion. So you have a little bit of height there in a cross-legged position, whichever works for you. And then let's just roll the shoulders back. So we're really starting out by opening up the chest. Just feel how just that little movement right there starts to open up the heart center, collarbones separate, shoulders are dropping towards the mat. You can take your hands gently on your lap. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. We'll gently start to focus on the breath. So we're making that transition from the outward focus to the inward place of awareness. So you have your environment is still in the periphery of your awareness, the sounds of the room. But we're slowly trying to turn the spotlight inside, using the breath to get there. Noticing how the breath moves the belly and the chest. Let the crown of the head move toward the ceiling as the shoulders drop. We'll just start with a little retention breath. So we'll take a deep inhale and just hold it at the top. Now see if you can relax the shoulders. The instinct is to bring the shoulders up as you're holding your breath. See if you can be as relaxed as possible. And then exhale. And take a normal breath in. And exhale all the way out. Again, take a deep breath in all the way to the top. Feel the expansion of the belly and the chest and hold it there. Again, relaxing the shoulders and the face and the jaw. And exhale all the way out. Again, take a normal breath in. And exhale the breath all the way out. And again, inhale all the way to the top. And we'll hold it there. Notice the sensations. As the breath fills your body. And exhale. And take a normal breath in. And exhale. One last time, deep breath all the way in. And hold it there. As that breath fills your body, the lungs and the belly. And exhale all the way out. You can slowly open your eyes. And from here, let's take a deep breath in. Let the arms come up. And then exhale, we'll bend the elbows. Bring them slightly behind as you open the chest. Maybe looking upwards. Feel the shoulder blades come together. And then inhale, take the arms back up. And then exhale the arms to your side. And let's start with a little bit of a neck stretch. So take your right hand to your left ear. We'll just gently start to take the right ear to the right shoulder without pushing, just a little gentle weight on that side, and then you can extend the opposite arm out. So keeping your shoulders aligned over the hips and the ear in line with the shoulders, just feel that gentle stretch through the side as the shoulders drop. And you can slowly start to rotate the chin toward the armpit. Just notice how that changes the stretch. And come back to neutral, so you're looking straight ahead. And then you can start to lift your gaze slightly toward the ceiling and see how that changes, might bring the stretch a little bit more towards the front of the neck. And come back to neutral and release the arm, bring your head back up to center. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you take your left hand and then slowly drop the left ear toward the left shoulder, extending the right arm out. Let the shoulders drop, sitting nice and tall. Notice that stretch in the side of the neck. Extending that arm out. And then if you like, you can start to rotate the chin and the nose a little bit downward toward the armpit. Continuing to breathe, keeping the face and the jaw relaxed. Maybe rotate upward. And then we'll go ahead and release, take both arms back to your lap. And then we'll just drop the chin toward the chest, still sitting nice and tall, so you're feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. And we'll just do a little half circle to the right, and then let it drop. Very slowly, take it from one side to the other. And if you like, you can come up slightly without throwing the head back. And circle the other way. Nice and slowly. You might hear a lot of crinkling noise. I know I do. And next time you come back to center, we'll just bring the head back up. And this time we'll inhale the arms up again. And then exhale, take the right arm down, fingertips toward the mat, and we'll just extend through that left arm, bringing that left shoulder back, opening up that chest toward the ceiling. See if you can relax that opposite shoulder, pressing down with that hip, so we're finding space between the ribs on the left side, extending through the fingertips. And then use an in-breath to bring you back up. Take the arms up, and then we'll exhale to the other side, and then extend that right arm, letting the right shoulder blade drop, opening up that top right quadrant of the chest, finding some space between the ribs. And come back up, drop the shoulders, and then take a big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll come to a twist. Bring the right arm back, left hand comes to the right outside of the right knee. If you're sitting up on blocks, especially too, that back hand may not reach. So you're just extending the fingers toward the floor. Sitting nice and tall. Bringing that right shoulder back as that left shoulder comes forward. Finding the breath. Expansion through the belly. And then use an in-breath to come back up. And we'll just exhale, take it to the other side. Inhale, crown of the head reaches upward. Exhale, maybe deepen that stretch, dropping the shoulders. And then come back to center. And from here, if you're sitting on blocks, let's take them out and take the blocks to the top of the mat. And we'll be in a flat position about shoulder distance apart. And we'll go ahead and take the toes together. So we're coming into a wide-legged child's pose. So you have an option here to keep the elbows on the blocks. And then we're going to take the hands, palms together, right to the back of the head. So you can wrap the thumbs around each other and then just take the hands to the back of the head, let the sternum drop toward the floor. Inhale, exhale. So you also have the option to just not use blocks and just take your hands into prayer position, let the forehead come to the mat. And then you can also press the fingertips together, and right away you should feel a little stretch through the shoulder blades. So either with or without the blocks. I like the height of the blocks here. So you have a little bit more space to let the sternum drop toward the mat. You also get a good stretch in the back of the shoulders and the triceps. You can rest your forehead on the mat. And always, if you need a little support, you can take a cushion under the hips. Inhale and exhale. If you're on the blocks, the elbows are facing forward. Noticing the shoulder blades coming together. Nice deep stretch in the lower back. And very slowly, we'll come up, take your palms to the mat, and we'll just move the blocks slightly out of the way. They're at the top of the mat, and just come to sit. So you're facing the screen, and we'll take the legs a little bit wider apart, take your hands behind you, and we'll just have the toes pointing out a little bit, and we'll just windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other, loosening up the hips. Inhale and trying to keep that connection, breath to movement. Inhale and exhale as you come down. Inhale and exhale. This time we'll let the knees drop all the way to the right so that the left knee is right behind the right foot. And we'll come up, push up on the fingertips, and then we'll start to face that right knee. So sitting nice and tall, shoulders square right above the knee. And then we'll just lower down over that knee. You can stack your palms facing the floor, one on top of the other to rest your head. Or you can also stack your fists together for a little bit more height. Inhale and then exhale. We'll just let the chest rest on that bent knee. So it's a very gentle pigeon pose. Feeling a stretch through the hips. Inhale, exhale. And Slowly use your hands to come up. We'll come back to center. And again, bring the knees up. And just a little rock side to side before we go to the other side. And then we'll let the knees drop all the way to the left, pushing up, sitting nice and tall, coming up on the fingertips. And then reaching your chest forward. So you're lengthening the spine, will come right over that front knee. And again, you can have one palm on top of the other, or you can stack one fist on top of the other, depending on where you're, how deep you want to go into the stretch. And just relax, let the hips drop. Notice the stretch in the lower back, left hip. And then very slowly, we'll use the hands to come up and we'll come into a tabletop position. So we'll be on hands and knees. So the knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders, and we'll just take a couple of cat-cows. So just let the belly drop as you inhale, tailbone comes up, gaze comes up. As you inhale and then exhale, we're going to round the spine, bringing the navel toward the spine, dropping the head, pushing the hands into the mat, creating as much space between the vertebrae as you can. Abdominals are nice and strong. Relax the head, and then inhale, dropping the belly, and then exhale, rounding. Let the head drop, feel that stretch between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. And inhale, drop. And last time, coming into your cow, pressing through the fingers, the palms. Navel is drawing into the spine, dropping the tailbone. Feel that strong stretch in the upper back. And then we'll come to neutral and let the right leg come back, and we'll lift that right leg, keeping the hips square, toes pointing down. Abdominals are engaged, shoulders pulled away from the ears. And you can stay there, or option to take it to a spinal balance by lifting the opposite arm, reaching from the heel to the fingertips. Noticing the abdominals nice and strong. Glutes are engaged, quads are engaged. And go ahead and point the back toe, and we'll bend that knee and then just reach that opposite arm around, either toward that foot, or maybe you can hold on to that foot, pressing the top of the foot into the fingers. We'll lift the chest, shoulders come back, lifting the quads so you get a nice opening through the chest and the hip flexor, quadriceps. And then very slowly with control, re-extend. And then bring the palm down, bring the leg down. We'll go right to the other side. So extend that left leg back. Make sure the hips are square, that left hip isn't pulling up. Pressing through the heel. Nice and strong through the arms, fingers. Pressing into the mat. Option to lift the opposite arm. Making sure the abdominals are engaged. Working the back muscles. Working that left hip. Go ahead and point the toe, bend that leg. Reach back. Pressing the top of the foot into the fingers. Lifting the chest. Bring that shoulder back. Breaths. Feel that stretch in the hip crease, the quads. Opening up the shoulder. Slowly with control, we'll re-extend. And then bring the knee down, bring the hand down. And we'll just bring the hands slightly forward, tuck the toes. Engaging through the abs, we're going to lift the hips and come into your downward dog. You can go ahead and pedal the feet out. Inhale, exhale. Maybe take the hips side to side. And then we'll come to stillness with the feet about hip distance apart. And pressing the fingers nice and wide into the mat. Fingertips are pressing down, base of the fingers. We're bringing the sit bones back. Let the head go. Try to keep the face and the jaws relaxed as possible. Abdominals are engaged. Bringing the shoulder blades together as the chest moves toward the thighs. And let's go ahead and deeply bend the knees, lift the sit bones. Feel that length in the upper body. From the fingertips to the sit bones, lengthening the side body. And then maintaining that height, let the heels come to the mat. Inhale, exhale. Feel a stretch in the back of the legs. And then let's inhale, come up high on the toes. And very carefully, we'll walk the feet toward the hands. So we're coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Bending your knees as much as you need to, starting out. You can take your hands to the mat or to a block. And you can shake the head, make sure the head is nice and relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. And you can start to bend one leg and the other leg. Slight forward tilt there. Maybe start to straighten the legs a little bit. Noticing where the weight is, you want to have equal weight in the front of the foot as well as the back of the foot, so you're not leaning the hips way back. And then take your palms to the mat. You might have to bend your knees a little bit, and we're going to step all the way back to a high plank. So we're pressing the shoulders away from the ears. Abdominals are engaged, trying not to lift up too much or drop the hips. We're in a nice straight line. Always have the option to drop the knees here. Inhale, exhale. And then we're going to come forward just a little bit on the balls of the feet. And then either with the knees lifted or the knees on the mat, we'll keep the elbows tight in. We're going to lower all the way down. Nice and slowly till the belly comes to the mat. And go ahead and untuck your toes. And then we'll make sure the palms are right under the shoulders. Shoulders are pulled back. Shoulder blades together. And then we'll inhale. We'll come to a low cobra. Lifting up. Lower body is active. And you still have a little bit of weight in your hands. And then go ahead and exhale, come back to the mat. Deep breath in and out. And we'll do that again. Make sure the Pubic bone is pressing into the mat. Glutes are engaged. And then again, keeping the shoulders back and the elbows tight to the sides will come up. Feel the strength in the upper back. And lower down. Take a deep breath in and out. And again, inhale to come up. Hold it there. Neck is neutral. Maybe go ahead and see if you can lift your hands just slightly off the mat. So all the work is in the upper back. And then place the hands back on the mat. We'll lower down. And then either coming through a reverse push-up or chaturanga, or you can come to your knees. We're going to press back to downward dog. And take a breath there. And again, come up on the balls of the feet. Walk your feet forward to your forward fold, Uttasana. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit more, relax the head. And then we'll bend the knees deeply and we'll just very slowly roll up using the strength of the abdominals to roll us up. Let the head and the shoulders come up last. So we're stacking one vertebra on top of the other. Feel the space we're creating in each vertebra as it starts to come up. And come all the way up to stand. Take the arms up. And then we'll just cactus the elbows as you exhale. Opening up the chest. Feel the shoulder blades come together, abdominals are engaged. And then inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, we'll just take the arms to a T. And then from here, let's bring the arms in. We'll bring the right arm on top of the left. And then take your palms to start just to the shoulders. Lifting the elbows. So the elbows are stacked, one on top of the other, right arm on top. From here, we're working our way to an eagle pose or eagle arms, standing nice and straight. Feel the strength of your strong foundation. Toes are nice and wide. And then we'll bring the back of the arms together. And you can stay there, or if you can start to rotate the thumbs in until the palms are facing each other for the full Garudasana arms. Also, you can just stay here if you're getting enough stretch just with your hands on your shoulders or with the forearms back to back, or you can bring your palms facing each other, dropping the shoulders as much as you can, and see if you can press the elbows straight out. So you're getting a nice stretch between the shoulder blades. And maybe lift the arms up just a little bit to increase that stretch. And then we'll slowly relax, take the arms out, and we'll just reverse. Take the left arm on top. Start with the hands to the shoulders, standing nice and tall. And you can stay there or bring the backs of the forearms together. And then you can start to rotate the thumbs outwards so the palms come together. Dropping the shoulders down as the elbows move slightly out, so you're separating shoulder blades. Maybe lift the elbows, the forearms up just a little bit for a little extra stretch there. Inhale and then exhale, release. And let's take the hands, we'll interlace the fingers behind you, roll the shoulders back, inhale. Let the hands drop toward the heels as you open up the chest. Nice and strong through the core. We're going to start to hinge forward. You can bend the knees slightly. As we start to come forward, the hands can come up. Now your palms can be either together or you can separate the palms and just keep the fingers interlaced, either one. Coming down to the belly, just resting on the thighs, and let the head go. Still lifting through the shoulders, so you're pulling the shoulders away from the floor, shoulder blades coming together. Inhale, exhale. Make sure the neck is loose, relaxed, jaw is relaxed. And then let's release the hands. We're facing the top of the mat. And then again, take the palms of the hands to the mat, and we're going to step back to a high plank. Knees up or knees down. Make sure the abdominals are engaged. And again, we're going to lower down, keeping the elbows tucked in tight. Shoulders away from the ears, again, coming all the way down to your belly. And then we'll untuck the toes. And this time, let's take the arms out to the side. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders, and you're on your fingertips. And we're going to lift the chest. And then from here, we're going to dip one shoulder down and come back up. And then let that other shoulder come down toward the mat. And come back up. And then dip the left shoulder down and come up. And one more time, other shoulder comes down toward the mat and come up. And then we'll come lower the chest all the way to the mat. Let the head come down. And again, let's interlace the fingers behind, bring the shoulders back, nice and strong, pressing the tops of the legs into the mat, pubic bone into the mat, shoulders back. Let's lift the chest. So as if somebody's pulling your hands back, we're lifting the chest off the mat, neutral neck, option to lift the legs here as well. Feel the engagement of the glutes. Inhale, exhale, and let's release all the way back to the mat. Again, we'll come back to downward dog. So actually, let's everyone come to your knees first. And we haven't done this one for a while. So you're on hands and knees. We're going to use a block. So we're going to hold the block right in front of us on the mat, flat side down, and just take your hands, your forearms to the mat. And your hands are just holding the block between your hands, just very simple. Elbows are under the shoulders. From here, we're going to tuck the toes and then lift the hips. So we're coming into a dolphin pose, pressing the chest toward the mat. Make sure the elbows stay in line with the wrists. If you can step the feet in, 1 or 2 steps. See if you can let the chest drop toward the mat, pressing through the forearms. Abdominals staying engaged. Relax the neck. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly with control, we'll lower the knees And then let's just release to a little child's pose here. Inhale, exhale. And come back up. And we'll do that one more time. Again, take the forearms to the mat, placing the palms against either side of the block. We'll tuck the toes. And then lifting the hips, pressing the forearms into the mat. Let the chest drop, shoulder blades come together. You can go ahead and see if you can take a tiny step or two in with the feet toward the elbows. We're really trying to pull the shoulders back, the shoulder blades together. Relaxing the head and the face and the jaw. And slowly lower the knees. And again, let's just take the hips back. Inhale, exhale. And last time, this time we'll change the grip just a little bit so that we're, so the thumbs, so you create an L with your thumb and index finger. So this time the palms are flat to the mat and your index finger is alongside and the thumbs are in front of you. Again, lower the elbows to the mat. Tuck the toes and then bring the hips up. Pressing the palms and the forearms into the mat. Engaging the abdominals. You could step your feet just a little bit closer. Relaxing the neck as much as you can. Let the shoulder blades come together. And then we'll slowly lower the knees. And let's just take the blocks. You have one on either side of the top of your mat. And this time we'll lift the hips, come back to your downward dog, and just pedal it out. And then step the left foot a little closer to the center of the mat. We'll take the right leg up, high behind, and keep the supporting foot heel still on the mat first. So you get that nice stretch through the back of the supporting leg. And then we'll come up on the ball of the foot, reaching back. And then from here, we're going to bring the knee to nose, point the toe. We're going to step that foot all the way in between so that that foot comes between the hands. You can adjust as much as you need to step that back foot back so that we end up with the knee over the ankle. And we'll just rock a little bit on the ball of the back foot. Start to open up the left hip flexor. You can be on blocks or maybe fingertips or fists. And then we'll slowly lower that back knee, untuck the toes. And then we'll just climb up to that knee, pressing that knee away. Let the shoulders drop. Hips are dropping toward the mat. Maybe pressing through the shin of that back foot. From here, let's take the arms up. And then we'll bend the elbows, keep the fingers nice and long, and we'll cross the thumbs and bend the elbows so that the back of the head is resting right into the thumbs, elbows pointing up. Slight back bend there, let the head rest against the thumbs. Lifting through the chest, dropping through the hips. Pressing the inner thighs together for balance. Strength through the hips to support the lower back. And then re-extend the arms, and we'll take them down to either side of that foot. And then go ahead and tuck the back toes. And then we'll start very slowly to straighten that front leg. So we're coming into a Parsvottanasana, or pyramid, extended pyramid pose. That back heel will probably not reach the mat, but just we're pressing it toward the mat as we straighten the front leg. Drop the head toward the shin. And then if the blocks are close by, we're going to come to a flat back here. So rather than round, we're going to extend from the tailbone to the top of the head. That right hip is coming back, so the hips stay square. Now pressing into that front foot and pressing into the back foot. You can keep a very slight bend in that front knee. We're going to start to take the weight off the hands and just bring the arms out to the side. Airplane pose. Find your balance through the strength of the feet. And then just, we're going to pulse the shoulder blades together very slowly. 1, 2, almost like a big bird flying. 3, 4, strong through the abdominals. Press for those feet to hold your balance. Hold it there. And then we'll take the arms down. You can move the blocks or keep your hands on the blocks, and we'll hop the back foot in so that now we can place the heel all the way down. Start to bend that front knee, and we'll come into warrior 1. So from here, we're going to bring that right hip comes back. The back foot now, the heel is on the mat, bending into that front knee. Just gonna make a little adjustment here so you can see. And we'll take the arms up, drop the shoulders. So have a little bit of space widthwise between the feet. So the back heel is down, front knee is bent as much as you can. And then go ahead and lower the arms and interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, lifting the chest, dropping the hands back toward that back leg. Keeping the neck relaxed as much as you can. And we'll come to straight, and we'll start to bend forward, hinging from the hips, pressing into the feet for balance. We're coming down as the hands lift up, palms either together or you can separate the palms. Coming down as much as you can. That shoulder might come to the inside of the knee. Strong abdominals for balance. Strong through the feet. And then we'll release the hands. Take the hands to the mat on either side of the foot, and we'll step right back to our high plank. Again, knees up or knees down. Come forward, and we'll lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, exhale, and this time we'll come into a Sphinx pose. So your elbows are right under the knees. Elbows are right under the shoulders. That knees would be a little tough. We're reaching through the crown of the head as the shoulders drop. Abdominals are engaged. Finding as much length in the spine as you can, keeping the neck neutral. You're almost trying to, as if you're pulling yourself forward. Your hands are gripping the floor. And then we're going to just relax and actually let the Shoulders drop a little bit. And just take the head side to side. So you're in a relaxed sphinx. Just loosening up the neck. And then we'll come back to center. And again, re-engage so you're nice and strong, lifting forward. Inhale and exhale. We'll come all the way down, bring the chest to the mat. And then we'll extend the arms so the palms are facing down. And then you can slightly separate the feet. And then we're going to inhale, come all the way up, shoulders back, lifting through the chest, lifting the quads off the mat. Nice long spine, abdominals are strong. Inhale, exhale, and lower all the way down. Again, we're going to come back to downward dog. So bring your hands below the shoulders and either come on to all fours and back to downward dog, or again, your reverse push up for a little extra strength building. And then we'll bring the hips back. And this time we'll take the right foot toward the center of the mat with that left leg. First, keeping that supporting leg heel on the mat, and then you can push back so you get that stretch in the back of the leg. And then we'll come up on the ball of the foot, leg comes back high behind. And then we're going to come forward, bring the knee to nose, look forward, and step the left foot between the hands. And again, we'll just rock a little bit, opening up the hip flexor on the other side. And slowly lower the knee. Untuck the toes. And we'll climb the hands up, pressing the knee away, drop the shoulders. You can feel the hips drop toward the mat. Engaging through the outer hips for strength and support of the lower back. Take your arms up. Inhale, exhale, we'll bend the elbows again, cross the thumbs and take them to the base of the neck. A slight back bend, resting the head between your hands. Feel the chest lift as the hips drop. And take the arms back up, and then we'll lower them down to either side of that foot, and then tuck the toes. And we'll start to straighten that front leg. Have the blocks close by so that back heel is still lifted, front leg is straight, and you can lower the head. Feel that stretch in the back of the front leg. Back foot heel is pressing toward the mat. And then using the blocks, let's come to a flat back here. And then again, slightly bend that front knee. Engage the abdominals, and then start to take the weight off the hands, and we'll come again to the airplane position with the arms out to the sides. And then very slowly find your balance, strong feet. Bring the shoulder blades together. 2, 3, 4, 5, hold it there. Maybe straighten that front leg a little bit more. And then we'll take the arms down to either side of the foot, hop the back foot in enough so that the heel comes to the mat, bending into the front knee, and we'll come up to warrior one with the arms up. You've got a little bit of distance between, widthwise between the feet. That back heel is rooted. Front knee is over the ankle. Arms are up. Inhale and then exhale. We'll take the arms and again, interlace the hands behind, dropping the shoulders down as the shoulder blades come together. Press through that back heel. And then any amount, we're going to start to hinge forward. You can rest your ribs on top of that front thigh, or even come down further so that left shoulder is on the inside of the left knee. Feel a stretch. Again, palms can be pressed together or separated. Inhale, exhale. And then we'll release the fingers and then take the hands to either side of that foot. And then from here, let's bring that back foot forward. So we're coming into a forward fold. Let the head go. Shake the head out. And then bend the knees, come to a flat back and release. We're going to come all the way to stand, either with straight legs or slight bend, hinging from the hips, arms come out. And come all the way up to stand and bring the hands to the heart. Let's see, I'm trying to get everything in the picture, which is tough. Okay, from here, open up the hands, take them to the side. You can close your eyes for a second, feel the strength of the Tadasana. It's your crown of the head reaches toward the ceiling. The feet are rooted to the earth. And from here, go ahead and open your eyes. We'll take your hands to your hips. We'll take the left foot slightly toward the center, and we're going to cross, have a block close by. We're going to go into eagle legs. So it helps to have, I find it helps me to have a block to the outside of the left foot. We'll lift the right leg and cross it over. As you bend in there, you might be able to hook your foot around the back of the supporting leg. And you have that block there. If you lose your balance, I like to be able to take the toes to the block. Sink down, the hips come back. Find your balance and take the arms out. We'll take the right arm under the left and either hands to shoulders, or you can take the full Garudasana, arms and legs. And hold it there. Maybe sink a little bit lower, strong abdominals, pressing the arms together, the legs together. Again, you can use that block if you lose your balance. Looking straight ahead. Maybe sink a little bit lower. And then we'll slowly unwind and take the feet down. And we'll do a little hip rotation there. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So if you're using a block for balance, just take it to the other side, outside of the right foot. And we'll start by crossing the left leg over the right, sitting down as the hips come back. If you can try to take it, that foot behind the shin, all the way wrapped around. I can't quite get there. So start by finding your balance and then take the arms out. Left arm under right, either hands to the shoulders or back to back or full Garudasana arms. And hold it there. Nice and tall, but you're sinking down just a little bit. The arms come up. Pressing the arms together, legs together. Strong through the abdominals. And then we'll slowly unwind, take the foot down, and you can move the block. And we'll just do a little hip rotation. And then let's come back. Find your way back to the mat. And just have your feet in front of you on the mat. And we'll lay all the way down. And have your blocks nearby. So we're going to come to a supported fish position. So we'll take one block and place it right between the shoulder blades. And then we'll have another block to support the head. So the blocks are kind of in a T position. So the block should be right between the shoulder blades. And then adjust that block so it's supporting your head so your neck isn't stretched. And then you can take your hands out to the side. And then we'll bend at the elbows so you'll feel a slightly stronger stretch if you come into that cactus position. And you can keep your knees bent, or you can open the knees out to the side in a butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Or option to have straight legs. Wherever you are, just notice that strong opening through the chest. Inhale, exhale, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And then very slowly, if your knees are apart, go ahead and bring them together. We'll just roll to one side to come off the blocks. And we'll just move the blocks out of the way. Come all the way down to your back and extend one leg and the other leg. And we'll come into our Shavasana, our final pose, arms gently out to the side. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And just allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm. Start to relax through the face and the jaw. Shoulders melting toward the mat. Gently releasing all of the effort. See if you can release a little more with each exhale. Feel free to stay there as long as you like. Otherwise, start to deepen the breath. Bring a little movement to the fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in as you extend the arms overhead. Coming into a full body stretch. And then you can exhale, bring one knee in and the other knee in. A little final hug. and then roll to one side. Very slowly and gently, using your hands to come up. And we'll come to a seated cross-legged position. Keeping your eyes closed. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale and exhale, let the shoulders drop. Maybe slightly bow your head. Take a moment for that last little bit of inner awareness, sense of calm and balance, gratitude. Hoping to take that with us as we move into the rest of our day. Namaste.
Thank you, Enid.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Just wanna, there we go. Okay. All right, go ahead and unmute if you like.
I stayed on those blocks for Shavasana because I felt so good.
Yeah, that's a great one. I love that. Either with a pillow or a block, because it just lets your shoulders drop toward the mat and open the chest. And yeah, that's a great one to do anytime.
Felt great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Excellent.
So next week, I'll be away and Ronnie should be here to teach the class, and I'll be back right after that.
Okay.
Okay.
Trip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Have
week.
a great day.
Safe travels.
Thank you, Audrey.
Enid, I did your YouTube
Oh,
session with you on Monday evening, and the next day I had to keep reminding myself that it wasn't Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember what's on the YouTube, so I haven't put any up there. So that's why I recorded today. So I have something new to put up there.
Okay. It was nice to have it available, I have to say.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good to know it's being used.
Yeah.